We're at the end of the season, which means it's time to talk about seed saving. Saving seeds can save you a lot of money, but if you make common mistakes like I did when I started, you're gonna waste a lot of time and energy. Let me show you the 4 steps you need to do to make it work for you right now. One of my favorite things about seed saving is when you forget something and you've let it go way too long, it's not a waste. You're gonna get seeds out of this. Step 1 is knowing the complete life cycle of the plant from the time it's a seed all the way until it's time to harvest. These are my hyacinth beans, and this entire area started as 5 of these little beans. Most plants have the same key steps in their development. You plant the seed, it grows, it starts to produce flowers. Those flowers get pollinated, and a few weeks later, you're rewarded with a fruit or a vegetable. Step 2 is harvesting at the right time. You want to harvest for seeds a few weeks after you normally would for eating. So this is going to be about a month, maybe even 2 months later than you're used to harvesting, because we're wanting the seed to develop. This is especially true for things like green beans, English peas, anything in the legume family. You need to let it fully ripen or get all the way to the maximum maturity and almost dry on the vine when it's about ready to release its seeds. The reason for that is we need them to convert their sugars into starch for long-term storage, and we need them to be fully mature and developed. An easy way to tell is, now that you know what your seeds look like, just touch it. On all legumes, you're gonna wait until they're nearly dry. What I'm trying to feel is if the bean is fully formed, and it mostly is. You can see it's easy to see where the beans are, as opposed to something like this, which this is ready for eating. And this is almost dry, it's almost there. I'd give this probably another week before I harvest it for seed saving. Eating, seed saving. For things like winter squash and gourds, you wanna wait until the stem is dry. So you can see, this one is still green. These gourds are nowhere near ready. For winter squash, you're looking for color, you're looking for a mature or a thicker skin, and then once you cut that open, it's gonna be full of tons of good seeds. The tricky thing about winter squash is it can cross-pollinate, so that the seeds that it makes may not be true to parent type. I only grew butternut squash this year, so I'm fairly confident I can save these seeds. For flowers, once they're fully dry, typically just pulling on a petal will pull out the seed. Since I know what zinnia seeds look like, I know that this one is ready. Every crop is going to be a little bit different, so if you have a specific crop you want to find out when to harvest, if you just search signs blank seeds are ready for harvest, you're going to find a ton of good information online. My zinnias are looking a little worse for wear, and I'm not going to pick this one yet because it's not fully dry. But these really horrible looking ones, this is perfect. Step 3 is all about gathering and drying. Once you pick them and they're nice and dry, you want to put them in a single layer in a box. This way, if the seeds release, they're contained in the box, but it also allows them to fully dry. You want to let them dry someplace that's not in direct sunlight. Direct sunlight and heat is going to reduce the viability of your seeds. Step 4 is the one that most people mess up, because once you get to this stage, a lot of people forget about it. And if you don't have good enough air circulation, it's going to rot and go moldy. Once these are completely dry, you can put them in a lot of different types of containers. Anything from just a simple lunch bag. I use these when I have a lot of the same seeds, so things like peas, edamame, any kind of legume where I'm harvesting a lot of the seeds and it's troublesome to shell them. I just pop them in a lunch bag, write the name on it, we're good to go. These smaller seed envelopes I got from Amazon, I'll link them down below, and they're good because they're paper, so they absorb some extra moisture in there. If you have just a little bit of extra humidity, this is really good. Ziploc bags are fine once they're completely dry. And I just got these little containers, I'm trying them out, and they work pretty well. But you can see some of the seeds, I didn't let them dry all the way. Can you see that looks a little bit moldy? Not good. This is exactly what you don't want. However, once you have them really well dry, like these hyacinth beans, now that they're in this container, this is going to help control humidity in there. Ideal storage conditions is about 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 to 4 degrees centigrade. And you also want low humidity. We're talking like 40% is ideal. You don't want it super dry where it's going to crumble into dust, 70+% humidity is going to degrade your seeds super fast. They're probably going to mold and rot. If it's above 40, it's just not ideal. So we're looking for the best solution. Once I have them completely dry and in these little seed containers, I put them just inside. I make sure it's not in my shed, it can't be outside, it can't be in my shop or my garage where there's no AC. I put them someplace where the temperature is very controlled. For me, that's my pantry. My pantry has pretty good AC in there. I had to replace my whole AC last summer, and when they did, I had them add another vent to my laundry room / pantry. And so now it's temperature controlled, it's dark with no windows, so this is ideal. You could put these in the fridge. If I was gonna put these in the fridge, I would do two. I would have them in little containers, but then I would also put them in a Ziploc. But my fridge is too full to have my entire seed storage collection. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If this was helpful, please give me a like, some comments, some kind of engagement so that YouTube will share my videos with more people. Bye.